Hi, my name is Chris Aben, and today I am presenting my project for data center virtualization at WGU. For this project, we had to create a proof of concept for a company called Augusta Christie Lab that has a video game that is increasing in popularity. In order to meet the demand, the company would like a proof of concept for a virtualized solution that could potentially allow them to scale their business. For this demonstration, I am going to address some of the requirements outlined by the project manager. The first requirement is proof of network load balancing on the servers. For our examples, we hosted web servers. And as you can see, on each one of our member web servers, we are pointed to the cluster IP address 192.168.0.30. We can open up a web browser on both of our servers, and we can see that we can access our default homepage. We'll also demonstrate how we can shut down one of these servers and we'll still be able to access the web server using the cluster IP address because it will just fail over. The next project requirement is to address the network configurations. This was all managed on our ESX hypervisor. Under the networking tab, we were able to create port groups and assign VLANs, and this is for network segmentation, which is important for securing a network and for increasing performance. You can isolate network traffic based on different purpose and access need. We've got our system administration VLAN. We've got our development VLAN for all of our programmers. We've got our management network, and we've got our public network, which is used to connect in and make VPN connections. Here's our virtual switch, which will give us a physical representation of how everything is connected. And here's the physical adapter that our virtual interfaces are piggybacking off of. For the next requirement, we are going to configure an incoming VPN connection so that the Windows 10 admin can access the Windows 10 virtual machine, which is essentially the VPN server that we created and set up. We're currently on the Windows 10 admin system, and we already created our VPN connection. And we have successfully connected to our Windows 10 admin box. We can confirm this using the ipconfig command. There's our point-to-point protocol adapter VPN connection, and there's the IP address that we have on the development network, and we got that through DHCP. These DNS servers are the IP addresses of the domain controller. Our domain controller also hosts our DHCP server. So now what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect from the VPN and we're going to show that we can no longer connect into the data center. Remote desktop can't find the computer. This might mean that the computer does not belong to the specific network. Verify the computer name and domain that you are trying to connect to. So now we'll reconnect to the VPN. And we're able to now successfully remote desktop into our data center server. In this lab, we protected each one of our systems with the Windows Defender firewall. We created new inbound rules, and we were able to create rules based on program, port, predefined, or custom rules. Our domain controller, we allowed incoming connections for DHCP, for DNS, because we hosted those servers for our whole network. On our jump box, we also created a inbound rule on our public profile so we could establish those VPN connections. Each Windows Defender firewall has 3 different profiles for domain, private, and public. In addition to our firewall rules, we also segmented our network as discussed using our VLANs. These are important steps to take to secure the network. Lastly, on our ESXi hypervisor, we can use the monitoring tool in order to adjust RAM or CPU if there are performance degradations. So here's a report on our CPU usage. As you can see, it captures each one of our VMs. Those are all the different virtual CPUs. That's our filter right there. And we've selected all of our VMs to see how the host as a whole is performing. A different counter property that we can use and monitor is for memory. And this measures the memory usage of each one of our guest operating systems running on the host over time. As you can see, the data center, DC01, the top entry, which is our domain controller, is consuming the most host memory because it's running the most services. It's running the network load balancing, it's running the DHCP server, the DNS servers. And then our last counter property, we can run it on our network right there to see how much data is being received and transmitted on each one of the virtual NICs. And it's color-coded to identify which specific VM it's associated with. So that concludes my presentation. We went over the different requirements for the project manager for our virtualized solution. Thank you.